Good evening and welcome back to a fanfic reading. Before I start, I wanted to discuss a few things. I'll start making a new series called Relationships and What They Mean. What I mean by that is, if you have any questions or concerns, or if you have a story that you want to tell me and only me, and feel free to comment, and I'll do my best to give you some advice, because chances are 50-50 I might have suffered the same you have. So keep that in mind, and let's continue with Equestria Starlight story. Chapter 14, Nobody. Interior, ? Principal Sin seems to be waking. She opens her eyes, and in confusion looks around to see she is somewhere in an empty black void, just like the one Starlight had been to in scene 10. Hello? What is this? Where am I? Then, in a flash of light, she is now in Equestria, feeling most of Ponyville. But then, 3 different locations just merged together, all in the same place around Sinch. Canterlot, the Crystal Empire, and Princess Twilight's castle. Sinch is shocked to see Pony 5 First of Celestia Luna look down on their subjects in Canterlot. Princess Cadence and Johnny with their baby Flurry are on the back of the Crystal Empire castle, and Twilight Sparkle and her friends in front of her castle. It can't be. She was right. Then that means that She gets dropped by the sounds of thunder, and the sky is covered by dark clouds. The background scenery goes dark, and all the ponies, plus Spike the Dragon, look at Cinch with such contempt. A silhouette of a different villain appears behind each group. King Summer is behind Shining Armor Princess Cadence, Queen Chrysalis and her Changeling Army are behind the 2 royal sisters, and old Tarek is behind Twilight and her friends. Cinch is frightened by the sight of these images. Then, a mysterious little purple pony approaches Cinch from a clear section of the area. Cinch turns her attention to the sound of the pony's hooves. The faceless pony fades away and the human Starlight Glimmer takes her place. She smiles menacingly at Cinch, while she feels all confused about the matter. Well, look at you, so weak, so worthless. What good does that reputation of yours do you now, huh? You should know by now that power can outweigh status. Cinch backs away slightly when she senses another presence behind her. She turns around to see the silhouette of Professor Discord with glowing yellow eyes. Discord? Suddenly, the silhouette grows in size and transforms to Draconicus Discord. It gives out a twisted laugh, as Cinch is overwhelmed by the sight. She turns back at Starlight, and is shocked to see all of her Crystal Prep students standing behind her. They are all wearing the equal sign pins and breadth of their school uniforms, and stare at Cinch with creepy smiles. You don't belong in this or any other world, and everything that is not meant to be must be exterminated. Starlight, the students, the ponies, and the shouty villains move slowly towards Cinch. Cinch looks in every direction, realizing she is completely surrounded, and fearing what they intend to do with her. Wait! What are you doing? Stop! Stay back! Don't come any closer! You don't give the orders here, witch! Ho 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 ho! Ho ho ho! Cinch is horrified at the look on their faces as they get close to her. Starlight builds up her magic into one hand to an energy orb. As she laughs maniacally, the image reflects between herself and Midnight Sparkle. This makes Cinch even more worried. No! No! Starlight blasts her with the energy orb. No! Interior Principal Cinch's office, Crystal Prep Academy, the city, night. Cinch wakes up in a massive fright. She is sitting down on the floor of her office, which is still a mess after her encounter with the real Starlight. She is still shook up, knowing it was all just a dream. She stays frozen in place for a short while, until she slowly moves her head and notices her glasses on the floor. She tried reaching for them, but then her hand and glasses start glowing in a magic grayish pink aura, and the glasses just fly into her hand. Surprised to see this new development, she simply puts on her glasses and examines her hand. She tries concentrating, and the aura returns around her hand. Sad about this, since she tries to figure out how it works. So she sticks out her hand, causing a book to levitate. Then she makes the magic appear in her other hand and waves it, making other books and pages float into the air. She then spreads both her arms out, sending more stuff flying. She looks down at her hand and notices that the veins in her wrist are glowing in the same pink light just below the aura. She focuses on those veins, and the glow immediately spread throughout every vein in her entire body, and her eyes begin to glow in the same color. She radiates a large burst of light, sending more things in the room flying at a fast rate, and bolts of energy surges throughout her body. She looks at her hands again to see she has produced 2 sharp crystals and making them glow at a much faster pace. She became infatuated by the new power she possesses. She is able to crack a smile as she starts to cackle. Shortly after, she starts bursting in laughter, loudly and evil, continuously as a sign of a bad omen. Interior, main foyer, Crystal Prep Academy. Morning. Dean Cadence is walking down the hall with a clipboard. She enters the foyer to see that Starlight's decorations are taken down and everything is back the way it was. Thousands of students are walking through the foyer as well. Most of them are wearing the sign pins, and some take notice of changes. Guess that Starlight girl couldn't convince Finch after all. I knew it was too good to be true. What a shame. I honestly thought she had something there. Dean Case continues by walking up the stairway. Exterior/interior, Principal Finch's office. Candace walks up to the door. She opens it and enters the office, which is now clean from last night's incident. Principal Finch is at her desk, smiling, saying earnestly as if she's been waiting for someone. You wanted to see me, ma'am? Ah, yes. Cadence. Please do wait a minute. She switches the microphone into the intercom system on and speaks into it. Kids and teachers throughout the school can hear her speech. Attention all students and faculty. I am happy to announce that we will be holding a special surprise assembly at our school today. So, at the end of the last bell, everyone, including staff members, shall report to the auditorium and be seated for this afternoon's presentation. I assure you it will be an event that nobody across the Prep will ever forget. That is all. She switches the intercom off. There was no 7-minute schedule. Just arranged at the last minute. But don't you have that meeting the school has this afternoon? Don't worry yourself. There will be plenty of time. I'll make sure of it. If you say so. Is there anything I can do to help set out the assembly? No need. I have everything taken care of. Now I got some errands that I need to do before the meeting. Do you want me to look at things while you're away? Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you? What? Oh, nothing. Please, feel free. By the way, has Miss Starlight Glimmer come in today? No, she hasn't been in class again. I see. But not to worry. I'm sure she'll turn up eventually. Ta-ta! Is everything alright, Principal Finch? You seem a lot more cheerful than usual. Are you feeling okay? Never better. External parking lot. Crystal Prep Academy. Principal Finch gets to the purple car, putting some items and a stack of files in the passenger seat. She starts the car and adjusts her rearview mirror, only to catch a reflection of her eyes that glow for just a quick moment. Exterior soccer pitch. Starlight High School, afternoon. Rainbow Dash and the rest of the wonderful soccer team is practicing, while her friends are sitting at the bleachers, watching them. Twilight is on her cell phone talking with Sonny Flair, now in her school uniform. And she has to come in at all? Sorry, Twilight. Starlight wasn't in class today. I don't know where she is. I understand. Oh, hey, how did your meeting with Sunburst go? Is he going to help us with Starlight? No, we met him, but he said he wouldn't come. But didn't you tell him what's been going on at school? Look, Twilight, I know this means so much to you, but we gotta face facts. Starlight is never going to accept us as real friends, so she holds on to her grief. Yeah, I suppose not. We're really sorry, Twilight. No, it's me who is sorry. She hangs up with Sonny Flair and starts to think. She is about to call out Sunburst, but she hesitates and withdraws the idea. Interior Sunburst's apartment, the city. The cell phones sit in silence. Sunburst walks into the living room eating microwavable noodles. Then he hears a knock at the door and walks towards it. Hello? Who's there? Sunburst? It's me, Starlight. We used to be friends when we were kids. Sunburst looks through the peephole and sees Starlight's face. He's delightfully surprised with a hint of nervousness. So he cracks the door open with the chain still on. Starlight! My goodness, what a surprise! Who are you? He gets thrown back in the palm from some pinkish light. The chain slides up by itself and the door opens. Abacus Cinch walks in the apartment with a picture of Starlight in one hand, and Starlight's fortune device in the other. She looks down at the star of Sunburst. Nifty little gadget, don't you think? Sunburst gets up and tries to get away, but Cinch uses her match to stop him in his tracks. She lifts him up and brings him over to her. Who are you? What do you want? How are you doing this? Good afternoon, Mr. Sunburst, is it? My name is Abacus Cinch, headmistress of Crystal Prep Academy. I got a proposition for you. Ex-General Soccer Pitch, Canterlot High School. Sunset looks in her magic jar and Prince Twilight's magic half-star glimmer. Trust her. Be patient with her. I know you can do it. Good luck, Twilight. Sunset looks down at it with doubt and confusion. Be patient with her? Trust her? How can I trust her if she won't trust me back? Did you see that? That was a wicked insult I just pulled. Hey, what's gone into you? You guys do understand by what happened the other day. How can we not? All those mean things Charlie said to us. Come on, you know the stuff she said was total nonsense, right? Maybe, but who really knows? We have been very good in those first couple of times. Maybe we were really trying to save face. I never thought making yourself look good would be so bad. All I ever want is to make people happy. I wouldn't want to quit being me in order to keep them happy. Come on, girls, don't let Starlight's words get to you. Sure, friendship in the past wasn't perfect, but it doesn't matter what someone else thinks. We have proven time and time again that our friendship is as real as it has ever been. Well, everyone's deciding what to think. Twilight is filled with doubt. So, what are you suggesting? I said we go back to Crystal Prep and see if we could take another look at Starlight. On the friendship, not the fighting. Why bother? The girl, I concluded, turned to Twilight in shock. Bringing Starlight Glimmer off to us would be hopeless. I said we should just forget the whole thing altogether. Forget it? But Twilight, we swore to... Well, Twilight, we can't just give up on Starlight. Well, I have. I'm sorry, but what you're suggesting is completely impossible. You don't know anything. Twilight, wait, hold on. Dorothy makes hand tries catching up to the angry Twilight across the field, and holds convincing her otherwise. External courtyard, Canterlot High School. Meanwhile, the great and powerful Trixie Little Moon has just exited school through the front door. She drags through her backpack with her stage show props. Suddenly, she gets knocked down by the Crusaders rushing at the door, starting with Scooter on her scooter, and then Evelyn and Sweetie falling behind. All three stop behind the Wonder Coast statue and Trixie tries getting back up. Hey, watch it! How dare you knock down the great and powerful Trixie? Sorry, Trixie. So what are we going to do today? We're sailing down to the clubhouse. We still got a jar of activity to try out. Let's go. Before they can take off, Sweetie Bear hears a faint sniffling sound. Do you guys hear that? Is that crying? While picking up her props, Trixie can hear the crying too. She and the Crusader can see the sounds coming from the Wondercoat statue. The four get up to the edge of the stone block and see someone's curled up under the statue. Somebody's up there. Wonder what she's that about. The girl turns her head and wipes her tears. The four recognize her as Starlight Glimmer. The Crusaders are terrified at sight of her. She's back! Run away! The Crusaders drop down from the edge and make their way to the door, but they start to see that Trixie's not retreating. Trixie, what are you doing? Come on, get away from her! Trixie stays where she is and keeps staring at the crying Starlight. She starts feeling bad for her and decides to climb up the stone block entirely and approach her. She places her hand on Starlight, startling her. Starlight looks upon Trixie with red, watery eyes, as if she's been crying all night. Trixie calmly kneels beside her. Hey there. So, what's wrong? Starlight and Crusaders are confused at Trixie's actions, so they decide to walk out to them and join her. Interior hallways, Canterlot High School. Princess Celestia checked through a file bag while walking with Vice Minister Luna. They were both heading out for their meeting at Crystal Prep. Meanwhile, Twilight continues off another part of the hall, with her friends stood behind her. They take a corner into a crowded hallway. Twilight, wait! Would you just stop? Twilight stops when her way is intently blocked by Flash Sentry. Whoa, sorry, Twilight. Anything wrong? Twilight, what is your problem? Why is she storming off like that? Yeah, what's the big deal? Forget it. I don't want to talk about it. Twilight, don't make me read your thoughts. Is this all about Starlight? You know, I had my fair share of mistakes in the past. So together we should be able to understand her and solve all this. That's just it, Sunset. You don't know. You don't understand. Twilight speaks so loudly and with so much anger, the Camelot students in the hall have all eyes on her. Nothing we do will make a difference. Twilight, she's not you, Sunset. When we were, well, you know, you were driven by blind ambition. I was driven by letting my curiosity get the best of me. But Starlight, she was driven by pain and grief. After her friend was taken from her, she has grown bitter and resentful. She attacked our school because she was misguided down a path she should never have gone. When I heard Starlight was at Crystal Prep, I thought they would have treated the way they did me. I was afraid Principal Central was going to make her life miserable. But now I see it was the other way around. I thought I could help Starlight the only way I know how. What are you talking about? I've been in contact with somebody for the past few days. I planned that if I can bring him and Starlight together on our outing, it will be enough to convince her to change her mind. But it seems that plan has failed. What? Are you kidding me? You knew about Sunburst the whole time? Why did you keep this from us? Yes, we could have been a big great help to you, darling. Because it had to be me, not you. In Equestria, I was the one who helped her to see the light. She was meant to be my student. I'm the one who's supposed to come up with the solution. Twilight, that's not you. How's the point princess version of you from that world? I know that. She already accomplished so much, why I isolated myself and kept to my own work. She became a princess. She led her friends to protecting their home from some great evil several times. She even had her Starlight glimmer see the effort it was and made her sole pupil. I just wanted to follow in Princess Twilight's example. Maybe interdimensional connections really can't create bonds between strangers in this world. I tried reaching out to her, but I couldn't even get myself to speak to her. Maybe you're right, Sunset. I'm not the other Twilight. Silence is then broken by the sound of loud and frequent clapping. Everybody looks around in confusion to see where the sound is coming from. Then Spike, the Humane Seven, and the crowd of kids look up in the nearby stairway they are all standing at the bottom of, and they all see that the clapping is coming from Professor Discord, who is sitting on top of the first flight. Bravo! Bravo! Congratulations, Twilight! So now the truth comes out. Discord? Where did you come from? Like my parents. I must say, what an exquisite performance. Realizing your faults is the first step. He slides down to the bottom end at an unusually fast pace. He gets up and walks towards the girls, while everyone is surprised at how he slid down in a mere instant. So sorry for us to drop in unannounced. Us? Discord opens one of the lockers, to take up from the end, revealing Mr. Smooth inside. Then he knocks on the locker next to it, the one at the end, and it breaks it to pieces, all strapped to Thorax's body. Hi, everybody. Thorax? Smoothinator! Wow, these changing guys really are that good. Huh, I thought there was one more locker there than usual. I'd like your opinion. Tell me, which would you make about a background wallpaper for my phone? This, he shows some photos starting the park the other day, especially where he's facing his own shield. Or this. Then he shows him another photo frame without trying to saw his arm. Wait, you were there? Well, of course. Hey, what do you think of my new ringtone? Jennifer's right about you. You really are weak. Twilight starts feeling ashamed, while everybody glares at the unfazed Discord. I particularly like when she made those freaked out expressions when you try to explain things to her. My favorite of them all is when she learned about the talking dog. Yeah, I'm sure she found that amusing as well. And the stories you told her, another dimension power to our own, but with magic. You girls are way more interesting than I originally thought. Your lives are like a domino effect. Just one bad event leading to another. Your actions at the falls former lured to silence to your school. Your involvement about the band got Twilight infested getting Camelot high. Isn't it the friendship games we least match in this world? I swear, you girls spread chaos around more than I do. Is that why you're here? To gloat about your own dirty work? Dirty work? Now that's a bit harsh, don't you think? Oh, don't try to deny it, Professor. All of this is your doing, or to get back a cinch for firing you. You manipulated Starlight in going to that school. You provided her with Twilight's research, which brought her to ours. People's lives are at risk because of you. You lied to everyone. Oh, and you haven't, my little pony? What Starlight does is always interesting to me. As long as she's not getting sentenced to CPA, like you should have in the first place. Without that double dating you used to do, you could have solved all your problems so easily. Have a good laugh now, Discord? Knowing that everything I have ever known has gone airy for your amusement? I only did what everybody wished for. I delivered since a better version of you. I gave your friends like Chris a private chance to make it up to you. I even united you with your potential pupil. Well, unintentional though. And all you can do is complain? A better version? How is she anything like me? That girl is driven by bitterness, pain, and a misguided vision. That is not who I am. Au contraire. She's the girl you could have been. Someone who belongs to Crystal Prep. Someone who takes the school motto seriously. The Twice Sparkle that was meant to be in that group. The Twice Sparkle Crystal Prep they used to be. The one who left for Catalot High had caught a different path than the one they have now. That Twice Sparkle never knew what friendship was. Never experienced the feeling of heartbreak that comes with it. Never realized how fragile life can be or how precious each moment is. That's enough, Discord. Yeah, leave her alone. Discord just casually holds up his walking stick, and then tosses it up into the air. Everybody looks up at it, and as it comes down, Discord, who somehow managed to get behind them, catches it. While everyone's just wondering how he got past him, he turns back to Twilight. She didn't bother getting involved in anything. She just retreated into her little room with her little science experiment, and didn't think about putting them to good use. I said knock it off, Discord. Can't you see Twilight's been through No! Sparkle needs to hear this. As everybody backs away, he turns calmly back at Twilight. So her life never came into focus. She drifted through most of her life, with only one plan and agenda in mind, going from one assignment to the next, never seized the opportunities that present themselves. She never stood up to principal's sentence when she knew what she's doing was wrong, or rallied other students together to shake them out of their arrogance. She never showed them a better path where they can become more than what they are now. Instead, she just lets it all happen, let everyone step all over her, just stick to her own work, and nobody even gave her a second glance. She learned to play safe, and she never, ever got noticed by anyone. Twilight just stands frozen, all dumbfounded as Disco turns and walks away. The crowd moves to let the professor pass, and Mr. Smooth and Dorix join them. The rest of the main seven try to comfort Twilight, who was still in shock. Don't listen to him, Twilight. He just wants to get under your skin. That's right, Sugar Cube. All hat and no cattle. Yeah, everything Disco says is complete nonsense. You can't let that worry you don't know. No, he's right. He's right. You're right, Discord. The chance to change were right there, and I didn't bother to take notice of any of them. I knew something was wrong at that school, but I didn't do anything about it. I can't blame myself, even though it wasn't my fault. I did leave them all behind. I recognize my mistake now. You are right, Charlie is better than me. As she talks, Disco's expression slowly changes from delighted to confused. He suddenly stops for a bit and turns around, facing Twilight in the crowd of wondercoats. Are you trying to tell me something, Twilight? All I want is to get another chance with Starlight. Despite your failure in your first attempt. Are you sure? I'd rather show her a better path to make Chris proud the way it ought to be, than have her bring it to worse shape than it was when I left it. And how do you plan on doing that? After the way she talked to you, the way she treated you, what makes you think she would want you to help her now? Because I've done it before, as I did once with you. Professor Disco's eyebrows rise in surprise, realizing exactly what Twilight had meant. And with a smile, Twilight turns around and walks past the crowd. Wait, Twilight! The rest of the Humane Seven go after her, leaving behind the crowd, Dorix and Miss Smooth completely confounded. Professor Disco seems the most astounded. Continuing down the corridors, the girls and Spike finally catch up to Twilight. Twilight, wait! Where are you going? To Crystal Prep Academy. I'm going to get another shot with this Starlight. How are you going to do that? I'll do what I originally planned. Only this time, you're going to help me. After what happened yesterday? I don't think Starlight is in a reasoning mood. That's right, darling. We're probably not going to make any difference. Look, I know Starlight said some things that weren't very nice, but Sunset is right. We can't let that get us down. Starlight needs us now more than ever. I can't just give up on her. Most of my life, I've been letting problems slip by and I didn't do anything about it. It's about time to step up and make sure things go the way they're supposed to. Maybe we're not the perfect team, as she pointed out, but it's those very dysfunctions that make us the best of who we are. If you don't want to come, I won't hold it against you. But I'm going to help Starlight. Now we have a chance to make a friend and send her on the right path. And we wouldn't be who we are if we didn't. So, what do you say? Twilight's friends begin to think on the matter. Abstract is the first to smile. Whatever of a hit you get into, Sugar Cube, I'm with you all the way. Aye, man. They all look at Sunset, waiting for her response. I now realize how much this means to you, Twilight. Let's do this. Okay, so how are we going to do this? We're going back to my original plan, only this time with a few differences. Return of Sunburst's apartment. Sunburst is still floating midair, with the pink magic art surrounding him. Principal Cinch is showing a web of magical energy manifesting in her hand. Magnificent, isn't it? Pure, sustainable magic. You have to thank your friend Starlight for giving us this precious energy. Suddenly, Sunburst's cell phone starts ringing. Cinch lets her hand and looks at Sunburst with a finger of her lips. She checks the voice-changing device placed against her throat. Testing, testing, testing. Her voice changed to the master of Sunburst. She then answered the phone. Sunburst. Hello, this is Sunburst speaking. Sunburst, this is Twilight. I need to talk to you more about Starlight. Make that question prep if you can, alright? Sunburst? Are you there? Sunburst. So, my old pupil has got herself involved. She looks at fighting Sunburst and levitates the phone in midair. Oh, it doesn't really matter. For it seems she's in for a little surprise. She used her motion to crush the phone. External courtyard, Candlelight High School. The depressed Starlight just sits at the front ledge of the stone block of the Wonder Coast statue, with Trixie and the Crusader sitting at her sides. I made so many mistakes about my life. I thought I was helping people find a better life. But what I've done is completely inexcusable. I don't know if I can live with myself after how I messed up. There's no way anybody will accept me now. Look, I can't say I know what you're going through, but I can say you're being way too hard on yourself. More than you should. Lots of people make mistakes. Even me. I know, unbelievable. But you can't just let them weigh your life down and keep you from what you're meant to be. She's right. Take me and my friends, for example. The three of us would always stick to ourselves because we thought we could never be good at anything. I mean, even though we are the same, doesn't mean you can only make friends with those who are exactly like you. Totally. Luckily, we do have people in our lives who actually care about us. I thought we are different. It's them who makes us feel like we belong. It's because of these friends and loved ones that we feel capable of doing something we are good at. It is our duty as crusaders to find what makes us special, makes us our mark in the world. You mean, like a cutie mark? What's a cutie mark? I don't know, but I do like the sound of it. Listen, Starlight, you're not the only girl that have caused trouble at the school. I'm sure that people will forgive you. But for the time being, it is best to just move on and pretend that they never happened. Sounds good? Starlight, still feeling upset, leaps up from the ledge and moves to the side of the stone block. Thanks anyway for the advice, girls. But I don't know how much it will help. I don't think I can face anybody right now. Especially suddenly, you may say, come out to the front door. They stop in surprise, seeing Starlight before them. Twilight, who's having trouble contacting Sunburst, is less to be shocked at sight of her. Starlight looked at them with the same expression, and then tries to run away. Why, Starlight? Stop! The human said and tried to catch up with her, but she uses her magic to fly away, and then teleports. They're disappointed they didn't get this big of Starlight, but then check on Trix and the Crusaders. Apple Bloom! There you are. There you are, Sugar Cube. What happened? Did she hurt you? We're fine, Zeus. Nothing happened. Well, she's gone. We gotta catch up with her. But how? Maybe I can help. They all look to the entrance, and they see Flash sitting on the steps. Flash! Then Thorax, Vicious Moves, and perhaps Dizzy come out. Mind if we tag along? You kidding me? Really? You wanna help? Why? Try Sparkle, you and your friends continue to pique my interest. Normally, I would say that this course of action is completely infeasible. But if you're actually going to accomplish this, despite all the odds that point out that your decision will be proven fruitless, I'd be happy to offer my sister to you. Plus, I really like to see how this will all play out. It could be amusing. Wow. Thanks. I think. I'd love you to say the change family is at your disposal. Cool. Well, that's mighty kind of y'all. Whoa-ho, this is gonna be the best bitch of all time. Let's go. Yes, but where are we going anyway? Twilight thinks for a moment and then gets an idea. I got it. She goes to her backpack and pulls out her magic spectrometer. If Starlight is using magic, we can still track her. She taps on the glass pane and starts to activate. A light is flashing on the side. Good, we got her. Now all we have to do is to... Huh? She pauses and notices another light has appeared on the device. Twilight, are you alright, darling? Twilight, what is it? Second signal. Someone else is using magic. Twilight turns the direction the second light is facing and looks up to where it's pointing. In the city. Oh no. The two girls look down at both lights with disturbed expressions. Interior, Starlight's research room, Crystal Prep Academy. Starlight reappears in her private room, which is still a mess from her outburst the other night. She leans down on her desk, totally exhausted and breathing heavily from a lack of sleep and having to teleport more time from a long distance. My, you seem pretty exhausted. Starlight staggered from recognizing the voice. She slowly turns her head to see that someone sitting in her office chair, holding up her photo of herself and some versus kids. Handsome young fellow, wouldn't you say? That mysterious figure spins the chair around, facing towards Starlight, feeling themselves to be Principal Cinch, smiling at her with the nose of Starlight's device in her other hand, and Starlight's backpack in her lap. Must be that sunburst lad you told me about. Starlight is pale with terror to see Cinch still alive right before her. You? But how can you? It's impossible. It can't be. I thought you were... No. But pretty soon, you will be. She looks at Starlight, and her eyes and face are glowing a grayish pink. Starlight is shocked to see Cinch like this. She tries to use some magic against Cinch, but she is so tired her magic is too weak. She keenly notices some magic is still under her workbench, and can tell Cinch doesn't know of it. She tries to get it, but before she can take another step, Cinch shoots a magical energy beam at her, imprisoning her inside a giant crystal. Her eyes move around, while the rest of her is frozen inside. Cinch simply walks by Starlight as she looks at her helplessly. Can you hear me, Miss Glimmer? 'Cause I want you to hear every word. You've really kept some detailed notes of magic, and I say I am very impressed. You've really kept this room up and running. And those stories are dark. You've surpassed Twilight more than I had originally anticipated. I really should thank you, though. You have given Crystal Prep a truly amazing gift. A gift that gives us an equal footing against Catalat High. Look at this. Look at all your work. It's beautiful. Twilight could hardly ever contain its power. But you... All this time I thought you were trying to prove something. But now I see that you weren't trying to ruin my reputation because you were better than me. You've merely just been toying with me until I was weaker than you, and I became the nobody you claimed that I fear of being. All your philosophy, all your words, they were all to cover the fact that you were more of a nobody than I can ever be. You once told me that everyone would be happy if they were all exactly the same. And I must admit, you were right. They should be exactly the same. To me. You also told me if I ever want something, I'd go get it myself. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do. For the other students don't trust me anymore, and I can't trust them to make their own decisions. I know what's best for my school. Once I start to share my love for victory once more, then nobody will ever again question my authority. She looks at the surveillance monitors and can see 3 cars pulling up to the school parking lot. One of them has to be Spoiler Rich's limo. Ah, it would appear my guests have arrived. I better get things ready. She puts everything she has back inside his backpack. It's a shame you won't be present for the start of my new student program, but I'll be sure to thank you in my speech. You know, you really shouldn't have gotten Sunburst and Charlotte involved, but I'm afraid that's out of my hands. So I continues to watch helplessly as Cinch takes her backpack and walks on towards the door. She opens it up and looks back at Starlight. Now please stay put, for when I'm through with him, I'll be sure to take care of you last. Cinch delivers a sinister smile as she walks away from the door and uses the match to slowly close the door. Starlight left behind. She appears to be feeling worried, still frozen in place as the door closes on her, unable to do anything about it. To be continued. The worst has finally happened. What are Cinch's plans for the crystal prep? Can Starlight do anything to stop it? How will the humane aid her in this crisis? More of this will be on its way very soon. I know that the Equestria Girls short set has already been released, and so it seems to have reconned most of what I've written and resolved some personal issues I have had in the past few years. But I'm not going to let that stop me. I am going to finish the story, no matter what.